All right, welcome back. This is the third and final part of how to use adjectives in the German language. Previously, we learned some basic German adjectives. Yes, I would recommend you learn even more and add on to your vocabulary. As we already learned in our first lesson, that vocabulary is known as Wortschatz, treasure of words. The bigger it is, the better you can express yourself. So, with that said, we then learned how to make it into basically comparative or superlative, yes, to compare or to just say it's the most, yes, perfect. So that's your comparative superlative. Now we'll see how to basically use these adjectives with nouns and how do we decline them. Like when we practice the adjectives, you saw me changing the endings. Today we'll find out what are the bases on which the adjective endings are determined. Now there are three bases which would help us find the right ending to an adjective. That means that we need to know the noun, if it's masculine, feminine, neutrum, or plural. We need to determine that first. Then we need to know the case of the noun. Is it nominative, the person doing the action? Is it accusative, person receiving the action? Or is it dative, the person receiving the indirect action through accusative? Or is it genitive? That means belonging, whose. So who, whom, to whom, for whom, or whose. These four questions will help us determine the case, like we've already learned. In the end, we'll need to know the type of article used. Is it the definite article like der, die, das? Is it the indefinite article like ein, eine, or is there no article at all? All these three factors will basically help us determine the adjective endings. Yes, so this is a good revision and it will also help us decline the adjective. There is an example here. That is the best car. Das ist das beste Auto. That are the best cars. Das sind die besten Autos. Yes, so it's a E here, it's a EN here. Similarly, we'll find all the others here. So let's get started with the first table. It says the definite article, the. So we have our articles laid out in front of us. They are the, das, die, das, die, dem, der, dem, den with an extra N. This with an extra N, there, this with an extra N, there. So we have the adjectives as we have the articles, So we'll be now beginning to understand how to use these articles with adjective endings. For example, let's begin with the first question, with the first column, nominative, which has the question wer. So wer ist das? Who is that? Let's say that's the question. And I say that is the rich neighbor. Das ist der reiche Nachbar. Yes? Perfect. Who is that? That's the rich neighbor. Now again, who's that? Wer ist das? I'll say das ist die reiche Nachbarin. Yes, the female neighbor, like we learned, changing the noun into feminine, adding IN. Nachbar becomes Nachbarin. Perfect. Now who is that? Wer ist das? Das ist das reiche Kind. That's the rich child. Yes? Perfect. Who are they? Wer sind sie? Yes. They are the rich neighbors. Yes. Sie sind die reichen Nachbarn. Perfect. So we use the adjective ending en. So first we said reiche, reiche, reiche. Then we said reichen. Okay. We'll go to the next question. Accusative wen. That's whom. So whom do I visit? Or whom do you visit? Wen besuchst du? Yes. And you say, I visit the rich neighbor. Ich besuche den reichen Nachbar. I visit the rich neighbor. Whom do you visit? Wen besuchst du? Again, you visit the rich female neighbor. Ich besuche die reiche Nachbarin. Yes, Nachbar becomes Nachbarin. Changes into feminine, add in. Then we say, whom do you visit? Wen besuchst du? You say, I visit the rich child. Ich besuche das reiche Kind. Very good. In the end, you say, wen besuchst du? Whom do you visit? I visit the rich neighbors. Ich besuche die reichen Nachbarn. Fantastic. Now let's come to dative. Yes, we'll make a question with wen. And let's say, wem gibst du dein Auto? To whom do you give your car, you'll say I give the car to the rich neighbor. Yes, ich gebe mein Auto dem reichen Nachbar. Yes, or I give my car to the rich female neighbor. Ich gebe mein Auto der reichen Nachbarin. Yes, the correct sequence, yes, would basically be dative accusative. I should have said ich gebe dem reichen Nachbar mein Auto. Ich gebe der reichen Nachbarin mein Auto. Yes, perfect. And I give to the rich child, let's say I give to the rich child a toy. Ich gebe dem reichen Kind ein Spielzeug. What is a Spielzeug? It's a toy. Then I say I give to the rich neighbors. Yes, what do you want to give to the rich neighbors? Let's say I give to the rich neighbors help. Ich gebe den reichen Nachbarn, ja, die Hilfe, the help. Perfect. Now again, we have a question. Whose house do you visit? Yes, wessen Haus besuchst du? And I say I visit the house of the rich neighbor. Ich besuche das Haus des reichen Nachbars. Yes, this S belongs to the article, like we learned in Genitiv. And again, wessen Haus besuchst du? Whose house do you visit? This is the house of the rich female neighbor. Ich besuche das Haus der reichen Nachbarin. Fantastic. Moving forward, you again ask whose house do you visit? You say I visit the house of the rich child. Ich besuche das Haus. Whose house? Des reichen Kinds, with an extra S in the end. And in the end, whose house do you visit once again? You say I visit the house of the rich neighbors. Ich besuche das Haus der reichen Nachbarn, plural. Ich besuche das Haus der reichen Nachbarn. Fantastic. So these were your adjectives, and these were the endings. Now the most important question, how to remember this table. Yes, it seems to be having so many endings, but if you look at it, it basically is easy to remember, in which we'll try to figure out a way. All the genitive articles have the endings en. That means we don't need to remember anything separately. Even the dative endings are all en. We don't have to remember separately. Even all the plurals in all the cases are en. Die is en, die is en, den is en, der is en. All are en. Yes. Even the accusative masculine is en. So all of these are en and the rest are e. Yes, that means nominative. Yes, masculine, feminine, neutrum are e, and accusative, basically feminine and neutral are e. So it makes like a L shape here. Some say it's a shoe, which is e. Everything else is en. Fantastic. That's a way of remembering it. Now we'll move to the next table and we'll work with the other article, which will be a. Yes. First, we'll work with a. It's the indefinite article. So again, we'll make the question, who is he? You'll say he is a rich neighbor. Again, let's get started. Wer ist er? Er ist ein reicher Nachbar. Yes. Who is she? Wer ist sie? She's a rich neighbor. Sie ist eine reiche Nachbarin. Who is that child? Who is it? It is a rich child. Das ist ein reiches Kind. Yes. Now again, who are they? Wer sind sie? They are rich. Okay. We really can't make plural with ein. Yes, because ein is always singular. You cannot say they are a rich neighbors. Doesn't make sense. A is always singular. So basically we can't make any plural with ein. Yes, so for now we'll stop here and go to accusative. And accusative, we begin with the question whom. Again, what was the question? Whom do you visit? I visit a rich neighbor. Ich besuche einen reichen Nachbar. Or ich besuche eine reiche Nachbarin. Or ich besuche ein reiches Kind. Fantastic. I can't say I visit a rich neighbor. Doesn't exist. is always singular, like I said. Then again, datif, I give to a rich neighbor my car. So, wen gibst du dein Auto? To whom do you give your car? Ich gebe einem reichen Nachbar mein Auto. Ich gebe einer reichen Nachbarin mein Auto. Ich gebe einem reichen Kind ein Spielzeug. I give a rich child a toy. Yes. And that is datif. Yes. To whom? So it basically means to a, yes, and we use the adjective endings. Now we go to the question whose. Now let's again make question, whose house do you visit? Visit the house of a rich neighbor. Ich besuche das Haus eines reichen Nachbars. Or ich besuche das Haus einer reichen Nachbarin. Or I visit the house of a rich child. Ich besuche das Haus eines reichen Kinds. Fantastic. So we saw this table worked for the indefinite article. And before we move further, we'll just see how to remember these endings. And it's pretty easy. Let me tell you how. Genitive and dative, as long as we saw here. Yes, masculine, feminine. Neutrum, they're all en. Yes. And for nominative and accusative, they borrow the endings of the definite article. They are the das, you have es, and then you have den, the das, you have en, es. Yes, en, es, en, es. So basically it's borrowing the endings of der, the das, which is right here, which I'm highlighting, and den, the das, which is right here. Yes, from the top. Perfect. So this is where they get the ending. So all of the others are en, and the ones here are endings of definite article. All right, now what else does this table help us with? It also helps us with negative article. Perfect. That means if that's no that you're looking at, we can even use the same table. For example, let's say who never leaves us. We could say no good friend leaves us. Yes. So kein, yes, we add a K to ein, it becomes kein. Kein guter Freund verlässt uns. Verlassen means to leave. Whom? It is us. Yes, uns. Or keine gute Freundin verlässt uns. And we could also make for the child. No good child leaves us. Kein gutes Kind verlässt uns. Or we could say, even in plural, no good friends leave us. Keine guten Freunde. Keine guten Freunde verlassen uns. Fantastic. Yes. So this was the article kein, and we did nominative. We could go do accusative as well. Now let's say, whom do you not visit? I visit no bad friend. Ich besuche keinen schlechten Freund. Schlecht is like bad, just to make a sentence. I visit no bad female friend. Ich besuche keine schlechte Freundin. I visit no naughty child. Ich besuche keines. Entschuldigung, I'll repeat. Ich besuche kein freches Kind. I visit no naughty child. I visit no, let's say, I visit no bad people. Ich besuche keine schlechten Leute. Perfect. Moving forward to dative, let's say, whom do you not help? Yes, to whom do you not give help? The verb helfen, hidden dative verb, remember? We can use it in dative. So I give help to no bad man. Ich helfe keinem schlechten Mann. Oder ich helfe keiner schlechten Frau. Ich helfe keinem, let's say, you're not helping a naughty child. Ich helfe keinem frechen Kind. Or you say, I help no bad people. Ich helfe keinen schlechten Leuten. Perfect. Now you say, whose house do you not visit? I visit the house of no bad men. Ich besuche das Haus keines schlechten Mannes. Ich besuche das Haus keiner schlechten Frau. Ich besuche das Haus keines frechen Kindes. Yes. Und I visit the house of no bad people. Ich besuche das Haus keiner schlechten Leute. Fantastic. Yes, so we use this table not just for our indefinite article, doubled up for the negative article as well. And that's not all. We can use this table even to use all our pronouns. As we know, the pronouns replace articles. And this time the article, they are replaced, the pronouns we're talking about is like possessive pronoun. Instead of saying who never leaves us, a good friend never leaves us, we can also say my good friend never leaves me. Yes, our good friend never leaves us. So it's just like replacing the indefinite article with a pronoun, and we'll have the same table. For example, I'll do a few articles here and replace them with pronouns. For example, a good friend never leaves. Ein guter Freund verlässt nie. A good friend never leaves. We could say my good friend never leaves. Mein guter Freund verlässt nie. Yes. Similarly, you could say my good female friend never leaves me. Meine gute Freundin verlässt nie. Yes. So we are simply using the same adjective endings which are written here. Instead of articles, we are using pronouns. So you could use pronouns and make the adjective endings from this table. Yes. Okay, let me do one more. I visit a good friend. It'll be ich besuche einen guten Freund. If you say I visit my good friend, it'll be ich besuche meinen guten Freund. Yes, I help a good friend. Ich helfe einem guten Freund. You could say ich helfe meinem guten Freund. I visit the house of an old friend. Ich besuche das Haus eines guten Freunds. You could say ich besuche das Haus meines guten Freunds. Yeah, so basically this is the master table when it comes to your indefinite, negative articles, as well all types of pronouns. Any pronoun, you will come here. Yes, these are the endings which you will get. Okay, now the pronouns for this table would basically be replacing the indefinite article, thus they'll have these endings. Okay, so with that said, there is one last table which we'll do, and that will be the end of our adjective tables, and the last table comes here. Before we come to this, we just need to find out how to remember this table. We already discussed the endings are of definite article and the plurals are all en. Yes, so genitive, dative, all en, nominative, accusative get the endings of der, die, das, den, die, das, and then in the end we have en and en as plural. Okay, now moving forward to the last table on the right, you see this is called kein article table. When there is no article at all, you don't say a good friend leaves us, never leaves, you say good friend never leaves. Yes, so it'll be guter Freund verlässt nie. Yes, or a good female friend never leaves, gute Freundin verlässt nie. Yes, good child never leaves, gutes Kind verlässt nie. And now the change here is, if you say good friends never leave, you'll say gute Freunde verlassen nie. That's like good friends never leave. You will not say guten. Yes, this is the first time that the plural is e. So if you look at it, this is actually the complete definite article endings. Earlier it was up till here, they are the, thus. Now it's even the plural, they are the, thus, the. So it's basically the complete copy of your definite articles. Moving forward to accusative, let's say whom. Let's say whom do you visit? I visit old friend. You don't say a old friend, you don't say the old friend, you don't say my old friend, you simply say I visit old friend. Ich besuche alten Freund, alte Freundin. Yes, or you could say here freches Kind, naughty child, or I visit old friends. Ich besuche alte Freunde. You will not say alten Freunde, which we had been doing earlier, plurals being en. This would literally be the adjective endings, just like your articles definite. Den, die, das, die. Yes, this was also definite article till the end, even this. Now, that tendency also shows up in dative. For the first time, it's not en, it's also borrowing the endings of the articles, and that's the definite article. So if you want to say I help old friend, you don't say I help a old friend, you don't say I help the old friend, you don't say I help my old friend, you simply say I help old friend, then you'll say ich helfe gutem Freund, guter Freundin, gutem Kind oder guten Leuten. Yes, I help good friend, good female friend, good child, good people. Okay, and the endings are literally taken from the definite article, them, der, them, them. Fantastic. Now moving forward to the last one. Whose house do you visit? You will not say I visit the house of a old friend or of the old friend or of my old friend. You will simply say I'll visit the house of old friend. No article. In that case, it'll be basically the endings are these. Let's find out. Ich besuche das Haus guten Freunds. Ich besuche das Haus guter Freundin. Ich besuche das Haus guten Kinds. Ich besuche das Haus guter Leute. Yeah. Now you'll see again, this list is made up of genitive articles with this, there, this, there. Now this is not written here as es because it would have collided with the es here. So basically we switch back to en. Yes, and en for masculine and neutral. Otherwise, it's just like your genitive article, there and there, this, there, right? Fantastic. So this is your negative article, kind article table. And how to remember this? It's the easiest one to remember. It's got all the endings of the definite article, there, the, das, the, them, there, them, then, except for genitive masculine and neutral. It's basically en, er, that's this, there, this, there. So that was it. And in the next lesson, we'll be continuing the practice of the adjective endings. So catch me up in the next lesson. Till then, this is John Berlin signing off.